All right, good morning, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and get started just because there's a lot to show you in such a short amount of time. So we're going to be talking about the new Google Meet updates that are coming very soon if you don't already have them. So some of you might already have these updates. If you don't, they should be coming in the next couple of weeks. I think the rollout started like last week, so it takes about 16 days to get some of these updates. So in the chat, if you guys could just go ahead, just so I can show you some different features, go ahead and share what is your go-to karaoke song. So just in the chat, feel free to go ahead and write that out. And as I get some responses, I'm going to show you a couple new features. Eye of the Tiger, I love that. All right, so over here you have a new lock screen. I can turn off chat messages. So now those of you that are trying to chat might not be able to. It should say it's turned off on your side. And so now you have the ability to turn this off for students. I also have the ability to turn off so you can't share your screen with the whole class. So again, you can share your screen or you can keep that turned off. Totally up to you and what you're teaching for the day. Now you should have access to both. Quick access is another new feature. It allows whoever wasn't like invited through a calendar, they have to like ring the doorbell. And so this might be helpful for parent meetings and to have that turned on or off. So these are just some new host settings that they have that are available. Okay. The next one is over here. You might have this, you might not, is this different shape. So there's a triangle, square, and a circle. And if you click it, you can now see polls. There's also supposed to be a question and answer. I don't have that feature yet. So that one's still rolling out, but soon you should be able to have 3 different Meet upgrade features. So I really like polls, and I'm going to go ahead and share my other screen with you. And go ahead, and I'm going to launch this question number 1. So question number 1 is, do you prefer A, dogs or cats? So B would be cats. And all I did was I had to just add my poll question, and I went in before you guys joined the meet and I added these different questions in, and I'm able to now go ahead and launch those so you're able to vote on which one you like better. And so it makes it really nice for students to be able to go in before. What I kind of hope, and we'll just have to provide feedback to Google, is it would be nice to have templates. So templates that I could save or templates where I could copy and paste. So I know they're always looking for feedback. So that's one thing that I noticed that would be really helpful, I think, for teachers. And if you feel the same, feel free to put in feedback alongside of me. Okay, so we're just going to do a couple of this or that so that you can see what this kind of looks like. So let's go to the next one. So I'm going to go ahead and launch question 2. So hockey or basketball? And then you can just vote. And you should be able to find your pools where the shapes are as well. So if you're just joining us, we've got shapes over here and we're doing the pools right now. So pools are a great way to kind of pause the lesson, get a feel for how it's going. Over here, you can see that I can show you everybody's results from question 1 and question 2 if I wanted to. I could also say, okay, I'm going to end the poll for question 1. I only wanted those 2 votes, so I can end it as well. Okay. All right, question 3, pizza or hamburgers? Oh, I need to launch it. There we go. And feel free to put any questions in the chat if you have any questions about the new poll features. We'll do one more. Let's do skiing or question 4. And don't forget to launch it if you set these up beforehand. I could also go in And over here, I can create a new pool. So if I wanted to right on the spot and just do a quick check-in, like, how are you? I can type it as I'm teaching. So you can either set them up beforehand by logging into the Meet about 15 minutes before, or you can set them up as soon as you're ready. And then as soon as you want to send it to the kids, you just hit that launch button. All right. I can edit any that I've saved if I needed to. I can also delete if I needed to delete because maybe I was like, okay, I don't want to go over all of these different questions. Okay, so just a really cool feature right there, and that's the pools. So if you haven't already seen, there are new layouts. So instead of needing an extension, you can go over to the three dots and you can go into change layout, which is this one right here. And you can now do a tiled view and it automatically goes to 16. You can go all the way up to 49. So that way you're able to see more students in your class and it's going to change that view of what you see. Okay, so you no longer need that extension, and actually that extension has been removed because of different issues that it's had. You also could have blur backgrounds. So right here, it's turned on blur black backgrounds. This does not work on Chromebooks currently just because of the amount of power it takes for it to work. So just know that it does not work on Chromebooks, but you can see my background and Tracy's background is blurred. So feel free if you have that feature to try that one out. So now you can be at the beach and nobody will know. Another new feature is Jamboard. So down here, they've integrated Jamboard into the Google Meet, and you're able to start a brand new one, or you can pick a file. I linked this to the calendar. And so this one we're going to use a little bit later, but I could click it and it will be available, or I could choose from my drive. So if I choose from my drive, it's going to show all my Jamboards that I've ever created or have in my drive that I could use for this lesson. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll just click this place value one, open Jam. And what's going to happen is it's going to open in a new window. And then you're going to get a link to it in the chat. So over here, it automatically shares the jam. I have to go into the sharing settings. And right now it's going to be view only. So I'm going to have to change that if I want my students to edit. So just make sure if you want students to edit, you do that because it's going to probably be view only automatically. Okay, but it should be shared within Pickerington School District. Okay. And it has all the same features as Jamboard normally does. Oh, not edge elastic. So here's just a GIF of showing the 49 people. So just a recap, you go to tile and then you toggle this line and you're able to see the 49 different people in the grid. Okay. So very helpful. I know they're probably working on getting more people in that grid because we all know you guys have more than 49 students in your class. But if you're working with a smaller group or one class, it can be really helpful. And then here's that blur background again. Again, not all of everybody has this yet, but it's coming soon. So you can see that it blurs the background. Again, it does not work on Chromebooks yet. So right now it just works on Macs. And then Jamboard. So we also talked about Jamboard, and this is just to add different features into your classroom to get kind of that brainstorming section, discussion kind of going, and that kind of stuff. Okay. So there's two ways you can add it to the calendar, a jam prior to starting a meeting, or you can save it in your drive and have one started, or you could start a brand new one, depending on what you need. Okay. Also, we talked about the controls of who can present, turning on and off the chat, and that is all in this lockbox area. All right. So now we're going to, we talked about quick access, do breakout rooms, okay? So breakout rooms are with the shapes. All you have to do is click the breakout rooms. Again, not everybody has access yet. And once you click breakout rooms, it's going to create really quickly based on who was invited from my calendar invite, these different rooms. So not everybody was able to attend because some people wanted the recording. So I'm going to do 4 breakout rooms. These people that are gray were invited by the calendar but are unable to attend. Most of these people wanted the recording. Okay. The people that are not gray are present, so they're live right now. So Scott, you kind of need some friends. So I'm going to go ahead and add. So you can see that I'm dragging and dropping these people to the different breakout rooms to kind of help them partner up with different people. Okay. So now that we've got our breakout rooms, I'm going to share a Jamboard with you because we're going to go into our breakout rooms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Whiteboard, which is open a jam. I'm going to choose it from my drive. It also saves the folders that I've shared with you. So again, I'm going to share it from my drive. And then it's this one right here, and I'm going to open the jam. I could have gotten that multiple different ways, but that's the way that I was going to go for this one. So what we're going to do is feel free to use tab resize if you want to use this extension. I'm going to put it in the chat. This extension will help you when looking at your Google Meet and looking at your screen. So a lot of us don't have double monitors. However, if you think that that might help, put in a help desk ticket because I've heard that the tech department has a ton of monitors. So if you think having 2 screens would help, which it really does, that might be an option for you. But tab resize is just an extension. And it allows you and your students, if they wanted to resize their screen so that I can have 2 windows and I can kind of see my whiteboard and I can see my Meet. So you can see right here, I'm able to kind of split my screen right into 2. So that's a really nice extension. Okay, we're looking at the brand new Meet features and now we're about to do our breakout brainstorming. Okay, so on these different tabs, you're going to be going to a room. So there's going to be 4 different rooms. And you're going to go to one of those rooms. You're going to find your room number at the bottom of the Jamboard. And what you're going to do is just answer and talk about the questions with your group. Okay, so you're going to kind of get with a group. We're going to go really quickly. It's only going to be about 2 minutes, so you might not get to all these questions, but I just kind of wanted you to see what the breakout rooms look like and just kind of talk about these questions or talk about some of the features that you've seen. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go. When I'm ready, I could shuffle the teams if I wanted to. I could also clear and start over so everybody would be in the main room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit create, and it's going to ask you to go to a breakout room. All right, I think everybody is back. So over here on the breakout rooms, let me go ahead and present my screen so you can see. It will not record in those breakout rooms. It only recorded the main rooms. So if you're watching the recording, you were not able to see that part. But over here, I picked the rooms I want. I'm able to shuffle. See how I was able to shuffle all those people? And then I'm also able to clear. So everybody's in the main room. And then I can kind of start fresh of who I want to go where. I'm going to go ahead and let's put.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and create rooms. And you can see here these join. I can't see what's going on with the rooms, but I was able to go in the Jamboard and see, okay, nobody's responding. So I can hop into, okay, room 3, there's no engagement going on, no collaboration. And so I could hop in and start that conversation with those students. Again, I can't see what's going on, but I can kind of see through the Jamboard, or if I was using a Google Slide or Google Doc, how the students were doing. So that is kind of a weakness that I could see students, struggling with. But I think too, if we turn off the share screens or the chat features, because every breakout room gets their own chat feature, that might help solve some of those problems. Yes, I will reshare that. Also, I can move people mid breakout rooms. So if I want Sarah, let me go ahead and go back to edit. So if I want Sharon to be in breakout room number 3 and my personal account to be there, I can say, okay, I want you to go now to breakout room number 4. So I can move these people around as needed, or I can switch mid breakout room. And then as soon as you're done, you just hit save, and then they'll get asked to go to their new breakout room. And then all I would have to do is end breakout rooms once I'm all done. Okay. Make this bigger. Down here is where I can turn on and off that shared screen and the chat messages. So it's just a turn on, turn off. It's also up here where the chat is. I can turn it on here and turn it off here. And you know how Google likes to have things in multiple spots? It is also down in the 3 dots. And I'm able to go to settings, and it's also host controls. Okay, so it's in multiple places, and you just kind of find the one that you prefer. Either way is not wrong. It's just whichever way is faster for you. I personally like this one, but you might want it up here. Okay. And then down here is going to be a Q&A type of question. I don't have that yet, but what was nice is like the chat can kind of get messy. Also know when you go to breakout rooms, you lose the chat. So the chat can get messy, where the questions, it's going to pop up right here. It will allow you to see the students' questions. And you also get a nice spreadsheet after you end the meeting. It gets emailed to you with all the questions, and then you can filter if they've been answered or not answered. There's also an attendance report. And then we talked about the Q&A and polls. So if you want more resources, there's links here on the slide deck. And the slide deck is in the calendar invite. So here is like an example of the attendance report. I don't want to end the meeting because I would lose you guys, but you would get, after this meeting, I'm going to get an email that looks like this, and it's going to have my attendance, and it's going to have the time that the students logged in and the time that they left. So it's really nice. There's also that Q&A. So I'm able to see who asked questions, how many questions they asked. Again, I don't have this one yet, but if I did, I can get like a nice spreadsheet, and then I can use that to plan my instruction for the next day and say, okay, these are the questions the kids have. What kind of formative or what kind of material do I need to prepare for tomorrow? And then same with the pool responses in the breakout room or in the meet, I can't see who answered. However, after I end the session, I'm going to get a nice spreadsheet with how they answered and which choice they picked. And I'll send all of this out to you so you can kind of see it. The only one you won't be able to see is the Q&A. No, it's not just 2 options. So I could create a poll, and I can add, I don't know if there's going to be a limit. Right now I'm up to 8 options, 9 options, 10. 10's the limit. So you can create a pool with up to 10 different options if you wish. Okay. I can go ahead and test that out if anybody wants to. I might have to write something. And it will just pop up on the spreadsheet with however the students responded. So if
possibly the sake of simplicity, I could just do a poll option, maybe do option A, B, C, and have a slide that has the question, and the options A, B, C are there. So then all they're doing is selecting A, B, or C.
Yeah, and again, like, please provide feedback to Google. Like, I think it would be super nice to copy this, you know? So question 1, ABCD, question 2, ABCD, but you're not able to copy it, which I think is kind of difficult. But feel free to answer any of these poll questions just so I can show you what that's look like after the meet, and I'll share that email with you if you want to see that. Attendance reports. So again, you'll be able to filter if you don't want all of these emails. You can filter, and there's a how-to video on here or GIF, and I can walk through that. I know a lot of you don't like certain emails, so if you want me to show you how to filter those emails out, I can help you. I personally like getting the emails. I think it helps me know, but if you're getting way too many, just let me know and I can help you learn how to filter. And then there's that Q&A. So this is what I was unable to show you. It's going to pop up right here. And it's got the hands and there's going to be questions. Okay, so we've got our pools, the breakout rooms, and then Q&A. What's coming is hand raising and mute all. So soon you're going to be able to use hand raising so you'll know which students have questions and you're able to pause and ask those questions. And eventually you're going to be able to mute every single student that's on the meet. I want to go back to the questions. So with the questions, you're able to thumbs up if other students have the same questions. You're also able to filter. So over here, there's going to be a way for you to filter the different questions that students might have, and you're able to turn those on and off. You're able to hide the questions too if somebody asks an inappropriate question, and you get all of those questions at the end of the meet in a nice spreadsheet. And it checks to like if you answered it, if you didn't answer it, you just have to kind of click as you're answering those questions. I have them on my other account, and I'll just pull that up real quick just because we have time, and that was the last thing that I was going to show you, and then I was going to answer questions. So in here, I have the Q&A. And then I just turn it on, and then I just ask a question. So hello, how are you? Post, and then right here, other students can like it. They can also hide the question so other students can't see it. I can unhide it. I can answer it. I'm going to ask another different question because I want to get a copy of this after. Post, and again, I can answer it or leave it on blank. Here I can filter. So these are the questions I've unanswered. These are the questions I've answered, and any questions I've hidden. So it's kind of nice to be able to see all your questions, and you're also able to sort by most popular question, newest question, and oldest question. I like this feature because a lot of times things can get lost in the chat. And so if you're able to go to the Q&A and have all your questions in one spot, it kind of makes it nice. It's also nice that you're able to filter because I know when I'm presenting, I get lost of like, was that a question? Was that a comment? Did I answer it? Did I not answer it? So it's kind of nice to be able to see that view. And then again, you can turn it off. To get a attendance report, I believe you need 3 or more students. It might be 5. I can't remember exactly. So just know to get that email of the student reports, you need that many students in your course. Let me go back here and see. I have found when I mute students, I can't hear anyone in the meet afterwards. Are you using an extension, Scott?
I mean, not that I know of. I'm just in the meet, and then I have a couple students that won't respond when I ask them to mute, so I just mute them. And then when they jump back on the mic, and I've had yesterday happened to where I couldn't hear anybody in that meet afterwards.
Huh. So you're just going and individually muting them right now?
Yeah, I would click on their
Yeah.
name, hit mute, and then I was like, hey, make sure you turn off your mic. They wouldn't do it, so I muted them.
Yeah, I have not heard that issue, but if you see it again, let me know and we can look into it. Or if you want me to hop on a Google Meet with you and explore more, just send me an invite. Any other questions? If not, feel free to hop off. Again, everything's in the calendar invite. I will send an email with the recording once it processes and examples of the Google Sheets with all of that data. So thank you so much for filling out some of that data. If you want to see more, just let me know and I would be more than happy to stick on.